Hi, welcome all of you. And today we are started a very interesting journey on YourPedia education first time, and that is journey of current affairs. Current affairs was the domain which was so far left; it was not covered, and current affair is something which is the basics of your journal knowledge, journal awareness, journal studies, because everything which you come across in the current has a link with your journal studies, because whatever news we are going to discuss, those news are somewhere related to polity, economy, geography, ecology, environment, all these subject knowledge domains of journal studies. So the student who is good in current affairs will be good in journal studies also. Now, what is the best way to prepare for current affair is to understand the news and maintain the consistency. Understand the news and maintain consistency. So on YourPedia, I will be going ahead, our team will be going ahead with the two kind of things on current affair. One is every day's current affair will be uploaded, which will be screen recording. That means mentor will not be standing and teaching you here, but screen recording will be given to you where entire concept will be discussed. Second will be weekly, we will be discussing something like this, the kind of video I'm going to discuss with you, and detailed news will be covered. So the moment you maintain the consistency, no topic will be left untouched. We are going to cover everything as far as the current affair is concerned. And since on YourPedia we have already started subjects like polity, history, geography and all, so you can find out now linkage is being done in current affair and this part. So stick to this, do not miss any single thread, because if you miss a point, you may miss the entire story. So don't do that, just maintain the consistency with us and keep revising what is being covered here in this our videos. That is one thing. Those of you who later on target for civil services exam, let me tell you, for civil services exam, current affair is something which is a very important and crucial component nowadays. Largely the paper is based upon current affair. Even if it's a paper of polity, but he is going to ask you only article 370 because it was recently news. So those kind of things are there. Entire one essay is based upon that. Some subjects knowledge like ethics and values, they are based upon that. Interview is largely based upon that. So the student who is very good in current affair can really think of cracking this exam, which is civil services exam. Those of you who are targeting for group discussion through any exam like CAT or GATE or something, or for college admissions, campus placement, knowledge of the current issues is very important. Then only you can participate in group discussion. Like suppose I say that should constitutional bodies like Supreme Court be discussed in social media and criticized in social media? This is a group discussion topic. Should national disaster be politicized? This is a current affair, but we are going to discuss today. So this is also a link which we can establish with the basically current affair. So if you do current affair properly, I believe you can get mastery of all domains. And again, as I always say, if you whatever topics we are discussing, if this entire detail you don't want to write, you want PDF, you can fill the Google form and maybe you will get we will be mailing you the PDFs for that. Anyway, let's start now journey. So for this particular video, I have shortlisted some topics which I'm going to discuss, which were current in news. And now I'm going to talk about the news which were in June 2020. 2020 June में जो topics हैं, जो बहुत ही important topics हैं. These are the topics which I'm going to discuss with you. So Indo-China face-off in Eastern Ladakh and Sikkim में, that was in May, Sikkim में and Ladakh में issue चला था. And June में yesterday some 20 soldiers, Indian soldiers, perished in this particular their fight, and that was the main news. Then there was some kind of racial discrimination case in Houston and USA. George Floyd was the black fellow who was killed in imprisonment, so that was the issue. And President Trump was forced to sign a new order for police reform. So police reform lane pade President Trump ko, because he was criticized for his his racial discriminating comments. National Disaster Management Act, because COVID ke through and some cyclone ke through, India is facing earthquake, India is facing many national disasters. So have we made some kind of management act? It was conceived by UPA government. Has this BJP government made it or not? Migrant issue was the main issue for which even Supreme Court was criticized. You know, US and China are fighting because China is blocking US flights from coming to China. So US is also blocking Chinese flight from coming to USA. Cyclone Amphan basically hit the West Bengal, and West Bengal mein government is Trinamool Congress, and BJP and Trinamool Congress are fighting, and they are politicizing this entire disaster issue. North Korea, as you know, notorious state. South Korea and USA tried to bring North Korea on board for demilitarization and denuclearization of that peninsula, North Korea. But North Korea recently blasted the office created for this particular purpose. Global Partnership for Artificial Intelligence, India is the founding member of that. International Yoga Day, we are going to observe on 21st June, longest day in the year. Prime Minister launches the portal MSME for industry, that is champion portal. Arogya Setu, that is the main source of information for COVID. ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स में इंडिया कहां लाई करता है. स्टेरॉयड डेक्सामेथासोन, दैट इज द ट्रीटमेंट यूके डॉक्टर्स आर सजेस्टिंग फॉर कोविड-19 patients which are critically ill. Nepal's amendment bill which changed their map and brought Kala Pani kind of locations in Nepal territory. Kala Pani territorial dispute, India's new map after Article 370 and after Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh were formed. Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act we will discuss. Necklace of Diamond strategy, that is the response to China's घेराव इंडिया. सो दैट इज अ न्यू सिल्क रूट चाइना जो क्रिएट कर रहा है, उसकी इंडिया का जो रिस्पॉन्स है, दैट इज नेकलेस ऑफ डायमंड. Locust attack from African continent. Locust have reached Rajasthan. So what is the trouble for that? Our Prime Minister has given 20 lakh crore Atmanirbhar stimulus package to fight COVID. And then Khel Ratan Award, Rajiv Gandhi, the biggest award in India. So should we start now? Let's go for India-China troop face-off in Eastern Ladakh and Sikkim. You know, Eastern Ladakh में एक लेक है, पेंगोंग सो लेक, एंड नथुला एक पास है सिक्किम में. ये दोनों अलग अलग जगह पे हैं. सिक्किम तुम जानते हो ईस्टर्न साइड में है, और जो आप लद्दाख है, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में लद्दाख एक यूनियन टेरिटरी है. तो इन दोनों जगह पे लाइन ऑफ एक्चुअल कंट्रोल है. यू नो, यू विल ऑलवेज हियर दीज वर्ड्स, लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल, एलओसी, एंड लाइन ऑफ एक्चुअल कंट्रोल. लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान, जहां पे 1971 वॉर खत्म हुआ. यू नो, इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान के बीच में वॉर हुआ था 1971 में, और इंडिया एंड चाइना के बीच में वॉर हुआ था 1962 में. तो जहां पे वो वॉर खत्म हुआ था, वेदर इट इज अरुणाचल प्रदेश और इट इज जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, so that entire demarcation, that particular line is called line of actual control. LAC and LOC, ये दो याद रखना. LOC इंडिया पाकिस्तान, LAC इंडिया एंड चाइना. Now the trouble is why India and Chinese keep on fighting. वो कभी फायर नहीं करते हैं, अनलाइक इंडिया पाकिस्तान वो फायर नहीं करते, वो वैसे लड़ते हैं आपस में, धक्के मुक्के मारते हैं. पर इस बार क्या हुआ, धक्के मुक्का इतना ज्यादा हो गया, दे स्टार्टेड थ्रोइंग ईच वन एट वेरी हाई क्लिफ, और वो पहाड़ी से गिर गए. तो 20 इंडियन मर गए और बोल रहे हैं 40 चाइनीज भी मर गए. सो दैट इज नॉट कंफर्म्ड, बट दिस इज व्हाट हैज हैपेंड. तो ये झगड़ा होता क्यों है? व्हाई LAC पे ऑलवेज देयर इज अ ट्रबल? Reason is LAC is not properly demarcated. It is not very clear. And even if I draw a line on map, then that line will be in kilometers, you know. So 100 meter this side, 100 meter that side is not clear. Even if I draw Red Cliff line or McMahon line, even Durand line, if I plot, these were the three lines in history. We will read all these lines. तो इस लाइन के नीचे hundreds of meter की लैंड है. तो मेरे को नहीं पता कि मेरा बॉर्डर यहां तक है, वहां तक है. अब ये जो लेक है, लार्जली पेंगोंग सो लेक इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय चाइना, बट सम पार्ट इज इन इंडिया. अब लेक में जब तुम जा रहे हो शिप पे, हाउ डू यू नो दिस इज द लेक एक्चुअली? इन दिस लेक कहां बॉर्डर कहां पे है? वेयर इज द बाउंड्री? हियर देयर इज नो बाउंड्री. सो आई डोंट नो वेदर इट इज चाइना और इंडिया. तो वो लड़ाई चलती रहती है. So it is not that always we criticize China or China criticize India, but this is that issue is there. No, they are even talking at the level of foreign minister, prime minister, and even lieutenant and general, major general level पे discussion चलता रहता है, but still these skirmishes are there. ऑफ लेट ये ज्यादा हो गया वंस इंडिया रिवोक्ड आर्टिकल 370. जम्मू एंड कश्मीर का स्टेटस खत्म करने के बाद चाइना हैज बिकम मोर अग्रेसिव. तो चाइना हैज शोन मोर इनकर्शंस इनटू इंडियन लैंड, एंड दैट इज द रीजन. ये पिछले साल लास्ट ईयर इट वाज इवन मोर. frequently done. So let's now see what has happened there. All you need to remember is that ये जो Pangong Tso Lake है, this is in Ladakh, and Nathula Pass we will see is in Sikkim. Now let's go for some kind of mapping. As I told you, Pangong Tso Lake is in Ladakh and Nathula Pass. These two things you need to make up your mind. And यहाँ पे एक मानसरोवर है. I will just show you मानसरोवर कैलाश की यात्रा. तो वो यहीं से नथुला पास से होके जाते हैं या यहाँ से भी आते हैं. There are two ways. Now what happened was in May 5, 6 and May 9 ko, this eastern Ladakh, this part is eastern Ladakh, it became the source of some kind of fight between Indian and Chinese soldiers. Similarly, Nathula Pass, Nakula Pass it is written, Nathula Pass is also became the source of some kind of fight between them. And you know, last year there was a Doklam issue. Doklam में stand off रहा बहुत दिन तक. Indian and Chinese troops were standing there, eyeball to eyeball contact में एक दूसरे के बिल्कुल सामने खड़े रहे, लड़ते रहे. So that issue was there. So Nathula Pass, Doklam, Chola Pass, these passes are all there. This side, that is a Sikkim, Bhutan के border के ऊपर. I will show you the detail this diagram also. Now this eastern Ladakh is there is a valley called Galvan Valley. Galvan Valley is the valley in which there is a Pangong Tso Lake, जहाँ पे ये सारी की सारी लड़ाई हुई. And what is the main reason is because the boundary is not demarcated properly. It is temporary boundary, and there is a basically undemarcation is the main reason of this skirmish or their fight. So you can understand where is the Sikkim ke ek taraf there is a Nepal, and another side there is a Tibet autonomous region, another side there is a Bhutan, and obviously it is a part of Sikkim. So somebody asks you what are the neighboring states of Sikkim, that you need to observe, because geography mein this question can be asked. What are the neighboring states of Sikkim? Are Nepal is a country, Tibet autonomous region is another side, and then Bhutan. So three countries you can say are connected, and Sikkim is a part of India. Nathula Pass connects India to Tibet autonomous region, and through that we go to Mansarovar, or through that we go to this spiritual journey of Kailash Parvat. You know, both countries think that these boundaries, line of actual control, they have got their own perception. उनको लगता है कि ये area उनको belong करता है, and as I told you, it can be not be very clearly demarcated, so that fight keeps on going. So this is what recently happened. This is the line of actual control. What you see here, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, this is the Aksai Chin part which China controls. This is Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Now in the recent development, I will show another map to you. In the recent development, now this Chinese Aksai Chin and Pakistan occupied Kashmir is entirely merged into Ladakh Union Territory, and there are two districts of that, Leh and Kargil. The two districts were formed in Ladakh Union Territory. So this is the line of actual control, and this is the line of control, and this is the line of actual control. And this is somewhere, this is a Galvan Valley, and this is a Pangong Tso Lake. And Chinese incursion is also shown you where it is. I think this map is even more clear. So now Galvan Valley is this, and it is named after Ghulam Rasul Galvan, is a very famous leader over there at one point of time. So this is Galvan Valley, and Galvan Valley is basically separating this Tibet from rest of the India. So this is a line of actual control where Pangong Lake is situated. As you can see, line of actual control, Siachen Glacier, and this is black mein what you can see is the line of control. LOC, LAC, very clearly you can see. So which regiment was posted there? That was a 16 Bihar regiment. And this regiment, soldiers of this regiment came in skirmish with the Chinese counterpart. So I was telling you that Kailash Mansarovar Yatra is through Nathula Pass in Sikkim, and Chinese controlled Tibet autonomous region. You cross Nathula and then you go all this way to Mansarovar, where there is a Kailash basically Mansarovar Yatra, that route is situated there. So this is that particular part, but it was cancelled this year because of all this skirmish. Okay, so why line of actual control trouble keeps on coming? The reason is like these troops keep on patrolling this area, and they think that this part belongs to them, and that is the main reason why skirmish or transgression keeps on taking place. So there are approximately 300 such transgression. I mean, when they come to Indian side, PLA, that is the Liberation Army of this China, that is People Liberation Army they call it, and there are these many transgressions. and 2017 mein this number was even more. And then the year when Doklam face off was there, 2017 mein Doklam mein I will show you that map of Doklam also, where India and Chinese were standing eyeball to eyeball contact, वो आपस में लड़ रहे थे. और 2019 में क्या हुआ, इंडिया ने आर्टिकल 370 इंपोज कर दिया, उसके बाद से चाइना और ज्यादा अग्रेसिव हो गया. एंड दैट इज व्हाट प्रेजेंटली वी आर फेसिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर इशू नाउ. Now you can see this very clearly, this particular area. There is a Daulat Beg Oldie, another very important place. Karakoram Pass, Siachen Glacier, and Aksai Chin, Chinese controlled part. You know, these are some of the hot spots where these fights keep on going. Where's the dispute actually? The disputed border, you can see LAC, red line, what you see is the LAC, line of actual control. And ये आपका disputed area जो आपका yellow में नजर आ रहा है, that is a disputed area. So this is controlled by China. This is a disputed area. China says this part belongs to us. And this LAC is in three places: Arunachal Pradesh, then Sikkim, and then this Jammu and Kashmir. These are the LAC. Right now, as I'm telling you that Doklam Plateau is in near Bhutan, on the border of Bhutan. तो यहाँ पे 2017 में इंडिया और चाइना की आर्मीज सामने सामने कैंप लगा के बैठ गए थे. सो इंडिया वाज सेइंग दिस प्लेस बिलोंग्स टू अस एंड दे वर सेइंग दिस प्लेस बिलोंग्स टू अस. Doklam is important plateau because it is at height. So the moment they control it or they made some kind of road or infrastructure, they can control Indian side very well. You know what China does is China actually is developing the road infrastructure on its side. Whether it is Jammu and Kashmir or it is Sikkim, they are making the roads on their side. If roads are very good, then very easily the army can be mobilized. Even जो हमने अभी लद्दाख, ईस्टर्न लद्दाख में 20 सोल्जर्स जहां पे हमारे डाइड, वहां पे चाइनीज रोड्स आर वेरी मच डेवलप्ड, इंडियन रोड्स आर नॉट डेवलप्ड. So that means mobility of Chinese army is very good rather than Indian soldiers. So they can come in a lot big number immediately. So that is the, and that is what they were trying to develop on Doklam. वहां पे भी ये infrastructure को develop करने की try कर रहे थे. So I hope this first part is clear to us. Line of actual control कहाँ पे हमारा सारा लड़ाई हुआ. Let's go to now next news, that is the news from USA. US में एक racial discrimination का case is observed. There was some black fellow, his name is George Floyd. He was imprisoned and he died in the prison, and it was alleged that some white policemen killed him. They thrashed him and killed him. And people were more agitated by the comments given by President Donald Trump. He gave the comments which people did not appreciate. They thought that he should not have given those comments, so he did not appreciate those comments. So that was the reason racial discrimination वहां पे चला. लोगों ने काफी agitation किया. Houston में ये सारा हुआ. And President Trump then later on came out with the police reforms. Police reforms के police should not be very harsh to the people and all, but people are not very happy with that. Now this year is the election year in USA. In November में there will be presidential election, and Donald Trump is looking forward for the second term as president of USA. So obviously he is to please a certain community and maybe not at the cost of another community. So that is also, I think, some kind of politics is also there. So let's see what has happened there. So people marched peacefully on the streets of Houston and chanting Black Lives Matter. George Floyd, जो African American था, he died, and he died in the police custody, Minneapolis, and that led to violent protest. Hands up, don't shoot, no justice, no peace. Some 60,000 people participated in this, and people even requested, even basically demanded that Donald Trump should be impeached because of his racist views and comments. Right? And then what the US President Trump did, he came out with some police reforms. He signed a new executive order. You know, executive order is the rule or policy made by president of a nation, that is called executive order. there India में उसको ordinance बोलते हैं कि president ने ordinance sign कर दिया, तो executive order was passed by him. So he new order seeks to improvise the treatment towards African American and other communities by police officer. So because of the death of that African American George Floyd in police custody led to this, and Hence now this police reform basically want this should not be repeated. That is what police reforms. So what were those detailed reforms or something that is not required for us to understand? But yes, you should know कि हाँ police में कुछ reforms लाए हैं कि police is to not behave like this, they have to do like this. So that all reforms were there. Now you know National Disaster Management Act 2005. Any idea which government was going on at that time? So at that time this act was passed, and 2004 से लेके 2014 तक the UPA government, Congress led UPA government was there. So they brought this act. National disaster, India is already observing earthquake, cyclones, and this COVID attack and all these things, you know, they are national disaster. तो यूपीए ने एक लॉ बनाया था, नेशनल डिजास्टर एक्ट बनाया था, एंड नेशनल डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट अथॉरिटी हेडेड बाय प्राइम मिनिस्टर वाज टू बी देयर, एंड दे वर टू मेक अ नेशनल प्लान. Now because national disaster is hitting the country, so this issue has become political now, that BJP is blaming UPA government. UPA, Kapil Sibal was the law minister during UPA government. He's saying that we have made a law and now they are not following it. So that tussle is going on. So National Disaster Management Authority was to be created under National Disaster Management Act, and Prime Minister was to head that National Disaster Management Authority, and as per this they were to basically approve a national plan. Now there is a criticism of this Modi government presently, that why they have not made a national plan which was to be made under National Disaster Management Act. So when Congress government has already made this act, so why they have not made any national plan? That is the fight which is going on. If you can see, this is the kind of structure or framework of National Disaster Management Regulatory Framework, it is called. You can see there's a Disaster Management Act at the top. Then there has to be a plan, national plan for disaster management, national plan for disaster management. Then it should go to sectoral plans, and then it should be implementation plan. But present government, it is alleged that they have not made any plan for national disaster management. So that is the kind of criticism this government is facing from opposition. Now what was the migrant issue? You know what is a migrant? The people from some states like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, those who are working in other states like Punjab, Maharashtra, other states, when due to COVID, no, all jobs were gone. So they were to go back their home, but there was shutdown. So suddenly there was a shutdown, a sudden announcement of the government that there was shutdown, and how they will go to their home back now? All the transportation was closed by the government. No bus, no train, nothing. How they will go back? They have no job also. So during summers they started going back home. During summers they started going home in the scorching heat with the kids and all. And you know, it was millions of people were going. I mean, larger than 1947, larger than 1947 it was, and they were going. So many people were expecting government to do something for them, maybe arrange transportation or food or shelter or something like that. Maybe it was not done. And then when government does not fulfill its duty, then citizen of India, they look forward towards judiciary. And even Supreme Court response was not there. In fact, Attorney General response was something which was very critical. I mean, it was not appreciated by people. It was not a favorable remark by Attorney General. So many retired Supreme Court judges and lawyers, they started writing letters to Supreme Court judges, sitting judges, that you are responsible. Why don't you take action suo moto? What is suo moto? अपने आप, कि कोई लिटिगेशन नहीं कर रहा है, कोई रिक्वेस्ट नहीं कर रहा है, कोई अपील नहीं कर रहा है कि हमें बचाओ, वो तो अपील कर ही नहीं सकते, और उनके बिहाफ पे भी कोई अपील नहीं कर रहा. लेकिन एटलीस्ट यू आर ऑब्जर्विंग, न्यूज में आ रहा है कि यार कैसे जा रहे हैं लोग, इनको तो खाने को कुछ नहीं है. तो व्हाई सुप्रीम कोर्ट इन इट्स विजडम कैन नॉट डायरेक्ट द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और एनी अथॉरिटी टू टेक केयर ऑफ दिस माइग्रेंट्स, to help them reach their home, to arrange food for them? So Supreme Court became basically came under criticism. ये है migrant issue सारे का सारा. So now this migrant issue role of judiciary to the level of Supreme Court was criticized because judiciary did not in the beginning came to their rescue, but now Supreme Court has become very, very active. And there was a discussion, entire discussion, that Supreme Court should judiciary be criticized in the social media, internet. People should be given liberty to criticize Supreme Court and not, or not. So you know, there are some people who think that the judiciary, there is a Supreme Court judge Sanjay Krishan Kaul, he says that that is a erosion of faith. अगर तुम Supreme Court को criticize करना start कर दोगे तो faith erode हो जाएगा. That should not be done. Erosion of the faith should not be there. तो वो उन्होंने ऐसा बोला. And then Kapil Sibal said that okay, no, there must be something. Even judiciary is to do self introspection. कि अगर लोग criticism कर रहे हैं तो क्यों कर रहे हैं? तो Supreme Court and judiciary is also to basically take some action. So Kapil Sibal even said that not everything is good inside judiciary. Not everything is fine inside judiciary. बिकॉज 2019 में क्या हुआ था कि 4 सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस किया था उन्होंने, मे बी सम ऑफ यू रिकॉल, एंड उसमें जस्टिस गोगोई वाज आल्सो वन ऑफ देम. तो 4 जजेस आए थे और उन्होंने ओपनली प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की और उन्होंने बोला कि नॉट एवरीथिंग इज गुड इन इंडिया एंड जुडिशरी इज अंडर थ्रेट एंड डेमोक्रेसी इज अंडर थ्रेट. और वो बहुत बड़ी एक स्टेटमेंट थी बिकॉज फर्स्ट टाइम इन द हिस्ट्री दैट हैपेंड. तो कपिल सिब्बल हु इज कांग्रेस अर्लियर कांग्रेस लॉ मिनिस्टर, he gave this a statement, okay, not everything in judiciary is good, maybe judiciary has to do its role impartially as a constitutional body. So ये सब वहां पे चल रहा था. अब जैसे मैं आपको बता रहा हूं कि whenever you read current affair, whenever you undergo current affair issues, that time you need to see कि इसमें GD टॉपिक क्या हो सकता है. तो इसमें से ग्रुप डिस्कशन टॉपिक बनेगा कि क्या सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी क्रिटिसाइज्ड इन सोशल और मास मीडिया. तो जब भी आपको जीडी ग्रुप डिस्कशन करना है, यू शुड हैव सम पॉइंट्स. तो एक पॉइंट तो आपके पास ये आ गया कि क्रिटिसिज्म शुड बी बेसिकली हेल्दी क्रिटिसिज्म, इट शुड बी पॉजिटिव क्रिटिसिज्म, इट शुड बी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल क्वेश्चंस, थॉट्स, if at all it is to be done with statistics, with facts. Obviously we have right freedom of speech, but that freedom of speech has some constraints. We cannot insult judiciary, we cannot question the conduct of any judge, we cannot do that. But yes, we can always put forth our demands. It is not the responsibility of judiciary at this moment to direct government to help the migrants. So this kind of criticism can be there. Now if there is a mass criticism in various platforms, then judiciary is to do self introspection also. तो judiciary को भी introspection करना है कि is everything good at my part or not. तो criticism बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है, then judiciary is to take action and they are to set the things right. So in my opinion, this kind of criticism or these kind of things should be allowed to media, or you cannot stop it now in internet. You cannot stop everybody because as per the constitution, people are the supreme, and people voice you cannot express too much. And now this media, social media, internet media, all these are they have become the voice of people. But yes, there are some constraints obviously for the people also. They cannot violate those constraints. तो ये एक जीडी का टॉपिक तुम्हारा बन जाएगा. Okay, now US to ban Chinese flights from June 16. You know, China earlier, because China was protecting itself from, they tried to from the Wuhan, this entire COVID started and they controlled it, and now they never wanted that again that epidemic should come here. So they stopped all the flights from rest of the world. And because they stopped the flights from US, obviously US will not flights of China also to USA, and these are the two largest economies, and if the flights are stopped, flights are banned, then it has a big impact on aviation sector. तो दोनों ने एक दूसरे की फ्लाइट्स को बंद कर दिया. यूएस और चाइना के रिलेशंस आर नॉट वेरी गुड nowadays. इनफैक्ट इफ आई टेल यू, चाइना के रिलेशन किसी के साथ भी बहुत अच्छे आज की डेट में नहीं है. इंडिया के साथ वैसे लड़ाई कर रहा है, साउथ चाइना सी के अंदर वैसे ही उसने पूरे ईस्ट एशियन नेशन के साथ लड़ाई ले रखी है, वहां पे वो यूएस के साथ लड़ाई कर रहा है. तो चाइना की सबके साथ लड़ाई चल रही है दबा के आजकल. और जब से ये वायरस वगैरह फैला है और ट्रंप साहब ने चाइना को वायरस कंट्री डिक्लेयर किया है, तब से तो चाइना का और भी रेपुटेशन गिरा है. China is to do something good. So कोरोना वायरस के अलावा न्यू नेशनल सिक्योरिटी लेजिस्लेशन हांगकांग के लिए बनाया है. यू नो हांगकांग इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय चाइना नाउ, अर्लियर इट वाज ब्रिटिश टेरिटरी, अब इसको चाइना ने कंट्रोल किया हुआ है. तो हांगकांग के लिए एक नई नेशनल सिक्योरिटी लॉ बनाया है. तो यूएस इज अगेंस्ट दैट. Hong Kong people want to have different kind of laws rather compared to China. So उसका भी यूएस को लेके काफी लड़ाई चल रही है. तो यूएस एंड चाइना में जो मेन टसल है वो इन दो पॉइंट्स को लेके आजकल हो रहा है. नाउ इंडिया में एक नेचुरल डिजास्टर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अम्फान साइक्लोन आया, और अम्फान साइक्लोन ने हिट जिस स्टेट को किया, दैट स्टेट इज वेस्ट बंगाल. और वेस्ट बंगाल में एज यू नो तृणमूल कांग्रेस का आजकल रूल चल रहा है. और वहां पे बंगाल में यू नो देयर इज अ वेरी बिग, वर्ल्ड का सबसे बड़ा डेल्टा बनता है वहां सुंदरबन में, और वो जहां पे गंगा एंड ब्रह्मपुत्र मीट, देयर यू गेट द लार्जेस्ट डेल्टा ऑफ द वर्ल्ड विच इज सुंदरबन डेल्टा. उड़ीसा बांग्लादेश वर द अदर, उड़ीसा स्टेट एंड बांग्लादेश एज अ कंट्री वर द अदर टेरिटरीज विच वर अफेक्टेड बाय दिस साइक्लोन. साइक्लोन ने बहुत ज्यादा रूइन किया. सुंदरबन इज यूनेस्को बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व, तो वहां पे बहुत ज्यादा डेवस्टेशन हुआ, डिस्ट्रक्शन हुआ. मैनग्रोव्स फॉरेस्ट है, मैनग्रोव्स फॉरेस्ट एक स्पेशल टाइप का आपका इकोसिस्टम होता है, वेरी एनरिच्ड इकोसिस्टम, और लोगों के घर उड़ गए, सब कुछ चला गया. सो देयर वाज अ बिग लॉस टू मैन एंड ह्यूमन बीइंग एंड एनिमल्स बोथ. अब इस टाइम पे हुआ क्या कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने रिलीफ फंड, पैकेज फंड रिलीज किया, और वो वेस्ट बंगाल के लिए 1000 करोड़ का एक पैकेज रिलीज किया, विच वाज एज पर वेस्ट बंगाल गवर्नमेंट वेरी वेरी लेस. सो फ्रॉम दैट टाइम वेस्ट बंगाल गवर्नमेंट, ममता बनर्जी की गवर्नमेंट, इट इज वेरी मच अगेंस्ट द यूपीए, दिस बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट इन द सेंटर, एंड दे आर सेइंग दैट सेंटर इज नॉट डूइंग गुड टू वेस्ट बंगाल आफ्टर दिस नेचुरल डिजास्टर. सो बेसिकली दे आर स्टार्टेड पॉलिटिसाइजिंग द डिजास्टर. डिजास्टर हुआ है और सेंटर और स्टेट्स इकट्ठी लड़ना चाहिए, इकट्ठे लड़ने के बजाय वो पॉलिटिसाइज कर रहे हैं. ऐसा इंडिया में बहुत सी जगह पे हो रहा है. जैसे दिल्ली में केजरीवाल की गवर्नमेंट चल रही है और सेंटर में बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट चल रही है. दिल्ली इज द हॉटस्पॉट फॉर योर कोविड केसेस. सो during these times, I mean, you should think of citizens, people, or you should think of politics, your own political agendas. That is something which is not good for the country. So whether it is this government or that government, during natural disasters, everybody should come together and serve for, say they should serve the humanity. तो साइक्लोन अम्फान जो आया था, that was, this was the direction of this, it went towards the West Bengal. Impact was very high, though it was not as much as it was feared, but still it was very very high impact. Now again next group discussion topic बनेगा कि क्या natural disaster politicize होना चाहिए. Answer is नहीं, it should not be politicized. This is not for good for country, because people do not have political affiliations. Once you become chief minister or prime minister, you are not chief minister of BJP people, those who have voted for BJP or those who have voted for Trinamool Congress. You are chief minister of entire state. Similarly, once you are prime minister, you are not prime minister for those people who are voted you. In fact, you are the prime minister of entire country. So you should think of, you should come above your political agendas and think of that. Another trouble is North Korea. It's a notorious state, and South Korea के envoy गए थे वहां पे बॉर्डर उनके आपस में डिस्कशन के लिए, लेकिन नॉर्थ कोरिया ने बॉर्डर के ऊपर, नॉर्थ कोरिया साउथ कोरिया के बॉर्डर के ऊपर एक ऑफिस क्रिएट हुआ था जो पीस ऑफिस की तरह से काम करेगा, आपस में नेगोशिएशन होंगी, बात होगी, लेकिन उसने उसको बम से ब्लास्ट कर दिया नॉर्थ कोरिया ने, सेइंग के कुछ काम नहीं हो रहा है, बेकार चल रहा है सब कुछ. सो यू नो प्योंगयांग इज नॉर्थ कोरिया's capital, Seoul is South Korea's capital, and there was explosion basically on 16th of June in the office. North Korea is rejecting the offer of South Korea to redeploy troops to and saying to redeploy the troops to the border, that I will again put my troops on the border. So tension in North and South Korea is still not getting released. North Korea recently, what they did, they blew up a joint office set up in the border town. 2018 से जो पीस एग्रीमेंट चल रहा है वो बेसिकली खत्म हो गया। तो साउथ कोरिया के जो प्रेसिडेंट हैं मून जे, उनका एफर्ट था रिकॉन्सिलिएशन का। तो साउथ कोरिया इज ट्राइंग हार्ड टू रिकॉन्साइल विद नॉर्थ कोरिया। यू नो, नॉर्थ कोरिया इज a nuclear state, they have a nuclear bomb and they keep on threatening that we will drop nuclear bomb on this country or that country. Even Trump tried a lot to reconcile North Korea and met North Korea supreme leader also, but it did not work that way. It is not working in a good domain. US Trump already is having some kind of issues back home. Anti-racial protests चल रहे हैं उनके against, कोरोना वायरस को उन्होंने कैसे हैंडल किया, that is also going on. और न्यूक्लियर एंड मिसाइल प्रोग्राम जो नॉर्थ कोरिया की वो छुड़ाना चाहते थे वो भी नहीं छूटी। तो इस साल इलेक्शन है, 2020 नवंबर में यूएस में इलेक्शंस हैं, एंड विल ट्रंप कम अगेन टू द पावर for 4 years, but if you see his international diplomacy, नॉर्थ कोरिया के साथ उन्होंने ट्राई किया पैचअप करने का, but it is not working. North Korea is not getting reconciled. That is a point here. So मून जो वहां साउथ कोरिया के प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं, he tried his level best and he met the किम यो जुंग, जो बेसिकली नॉर्थ कोरियन लीडर किम जोंग यूंग की सिस्टर हैं, उनके साथ नाउ शी इज हेडिंग द थिंग्स एज ऑफ नाउ. इट सीम्स ही इज नॉट एक्टिव नाउडेज, तो शी रिजेक्टेड हिज प्रपोजल कि वी विल टॉक अगेन. Global partnership for artificial intelligence. Yes, now global partnership. Artificial intelligence is the new domain, new learning domain, and this is the new basically scope for world over research areas. So artificial intelligence पे एक global partnership बनी है और इंडिया उसका फाउंडिंग मेंबर बना है. तो ग्लोबल अलायंस ऑन आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, इट इज कॉल्ड ग्लोबल पार्टनरशिप for artificial intelligence, or India has become its founding member. What is the aim of this global partnership on artificial intelligence? Aim is to guide the responsible development and use the artificial intelligence for human rights, diversity, inclusion, innovation, and economic growth. So can we use technology for the benefit of human being to develop the economy, especially when we are facing so many problems? So can artificial intelligence be used to solve some of the problems which humanity is facing world over? And the problems are common, you know, they are universal problems. Like when we talk about COVID, it is not one country's problem, it has become the global problem now. So can artificial intelligence be used to solve some of the global problems, like removing the disease or finding out the solution to some technological solution to some problems, or economic growth? So artificial intelligence का global level पे क्या हम benefit ले सकते हैं? How we can join all countries together and get benefit of that? That is basically global partnership on artificial intelligence. Now this initiative will evolve a better understanding of opportunities and challenges around artificial intelligence. So Union Minister of Electronics and IT Ravi Shankar Prasad made the announcement that India has joined GPAI as its founding member. That is a great achievement for India. Now last news for the day which I'm going to discuss with you is International Yoga Day, June 21. You know, India started this particular International Yoga Day, and now it is celebrated in United Nations also. This day has become International Yoga Day. Why 21 June? Because this is the longest day in the year. This is the longest day in the year, and this is the symbol of International Yoga Day. And you know, it was to be celebrated in Leh on June 21, 2020. You know, Leh is now, Ladakh is one of the territories and Jammu and Kashmir is another union territory. And Ladakh में दो डिस्ट्रिक्ट हैं, एक कारगिल है और एक ले है. ले बहुत बड़ा डिस्ट्रिक्ट है, ये सबसे बड़ा डिस्ट्रिक्ट मेरे को नजर आता है ले. और ले में इस बार प्राइम मिनिस्टर करने वाले थे इंटरनेशनल योगा डे, बट अब ये वहां पे नहीं हो पाएगा बिकॉज ऑफ द कोविड सिचुएशन, एंड मे बी इट विल बी डन इन न्यू दिल्ली ओनली. So this day is celebrated as International Yoga Day, and it was established in United Nations General Assembly in 2014 when Prime Minister Modi came to power. That time it was established as International Yoga Day, and it is celebrated since 2015 now. And this date 21 was suggested by Modi only during his UN address only. So now we celebrate this day as International Yoga Day. You know, every month there are certain days which are relevant, which are important days, and we must know those days. So what are the most important days in June? Let me tell you, some days are important, some days are not important. So World Environment Day, that is 5th June, is very, very important. After that, June 12, maybe we can say World Day Against Child Labor. You know, child labor fundamental right, Article 24, child labor cannot be there. Abolition of child labor now. This is the absolute fundamental right of us, Child Labor Prohibition Day. Then comes June 17, if you can remember this, June 20 and June 21. World Refugee Day, International Day Yoga, International Day Against Drug Abuse 26. So these are 5 important days, 6 important days in June. International Day Against Drug Abuse or Illicit Trafficking, then International Yoga Day, World Refugee Day, World Day to Combat Desertification, and Child Labor Prohibition Day, World Environment Day. If you have to remember only 2, then it should be International Yoga Day and World Environment Day. If you have to remember only 1, it should be International Yoga Day. And if you have to remember, let's say 3 out of this, then maybe you can remember June 12 also. So some days are important in every month, and that is what you should remember. This is what we should do. So I hope now you have understood some of the topics which I discussed with you. So I was discussing some of the topics here with you today, and we have come to International Yoga Day, and in the next lecture I will be picking up from here. Just keep understanding these topics, and with pass of time, within 2-3 months, all your level of current affairs should rise up. Thank you.